At about 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to roll this back and show it to you. There you go. So now they're going to start pulling these ballots out from under this table. This table, the black one, was placed there by the lady with the blonde braids at about 8:22 a.m. in the morning. So she put that table there. So the same person who's staying behind now, the same person who cleared the place out under the pretense that we're going to stop counting, is the person who put the table there at 8:22 in the morning. Yeah, I saw 4 suitcases come out from underneath the table. Yeah, upper right hand, you see the gentleman in the red. So he just pulled one out. So what are these ballots doing there, separate from all the other ballots? And why are they only counting them whenever the place is cleared out with no witnesses?
No witnesses. Good evening, lazy. Just kidding. Like, dude. Okay, dude. Okay, I know that many of you have probably been like debating left and right all over Twitter with a bunch of deranged leftists in the comment sections on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, just battling back and forth with all these mindless lemmings saying that there's no evidence, that there's literally zero evidence. The mainstream media, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News won't touch it. A lot of right-wing commentators are not covering the election right now because they're afraid of losing their platforms. Rudy Giuliani, Jenna Ellis, Sidney Powell, Lynn Wood, Donald Trump, conservatives, Trump supporters, all alleging that there is widespread voter fraud or irregularities or illegal activity that took place on election day and through the wee hours of the night, have all been made out to look like buffoons, idiots, morons, conspiracy theorists. And what is the response that you've been getting for the past month? That there is no evidence, no proof. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lives Matter official podcast with hopefully one of your favorite hosts, Drew Hernandez. Today's huge. Today's big. And I'm going to tell you why today. But before we get into the bombshell, mother of all bombs that dropped out of Georgia today, literal, real evidence under oath, video evidence of illegal activity, election laws, constitutional election laws being violated and broken on camera. Caught. Okay, before we get into this is the hot story tonight. Before we get into this, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and also make sure to like this video, destroy the like button, let the algorithm know that you like this video, and at the same time, drop a comment below. Let me know where you're listening in from, tuning in from, drop your city, your state, drop your country. But also, guys, at the end of every single show, we do super chats. This is how you support the channel. I don't monetize. I don't run annoying ads. So if you guys would like to support me as a creator, as a reporter, as an individual, this is how you can do it. Drop a super chat below. And I missed a couple last night. Forgive me. I will answer them tonight. So, okay? So if you do drop a super chat, this is how you support the channel. And some people don't like using super chats. So you guys know what to do, right? There's Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that good stuff. Patreon. Yeah. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. I have to get into this instantly because this is a huge story. And I don't know if Fox is covering it. I'd be shocked if Tucker doesn't touch this. But at the same time, obviously CNN isn't going to touch this at all. But we've been having a series of hearings. And every time we've had a hearing in different states, in Arizona, in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, Nevada today, all of these states, all of these swing states, right, that have legitimate affidavits, sworn affidavits, right, of eyewitness people, accounts of people that witnessed voting illegal activity, voter fraud, or irregularities in the 2020 presidential election. And every time, every single hearing that's been taking place, what is the mainstream media's response? What is the left's response? Always, it's a pony show. It's a joke. It's a clown show. Oh, they held it in a hotel. Yeah, you want to know why they held it in a hotel? Because a bunch of stupid stalling Democrats and Republicans won't let them have the damn hearings. So they got to go do it somewhere else because of COVID-19, or they're stalling and they don't want to be found out as frauds and criminals that are corroborated with this election. They're running cover. If you cannot see that, I don't know what else to tell you at this point. But I will tell you this, is as of today, we have been, and there's tons of evidence, okay? Right? And I've already explained on this channel how exactly the legal team is approaching this argument and this fight, okay? Constitutional. And I'm going to get into that as well. If you haven't heard the legal theory that Rudy Giuliani has laid out for all of us, and I laid it out on this channel as well, they are taking a constitutional approach. So yes, they're trying to pin down voter fraud, but this is what the mainstream media is not telling you, you guys, is the Trump team is also attempting to pin down constitutional laws that were violated during the 2020 presidential election that equate to hundreds of thousands of votes. That, my friend, is what they are really aiming for, and they're becoming very successful. The cases are being made in multiple states. But as of today, we did receive something different, and it was actual video evidence. Video, this is damning evidence, okay? And I'm going to explain what happened, because before I show you guys all of this stuff, I want you to understand this video that was played today in this hearing in Georgia shows Democrat, possibly Democrat, well, just poll workers that announced that they're going to stop counting ballots at around between 10 and 10:30 p.m. on election night. They announced that they're going to stop, and there were maybe like 4 Republican challengers, observers in the room. And the Republican challengers leave, but the poll counters and the election officials stay behind. After they announced they're going to stop counting on election night, the Republican observers, poll watchers leave the room. They leave the stadium. And then all of a sudden, these poll workers start pulling suitcases on video. Start pulling suitcases, okay? They start pulling suitcases from under a table that was set at 8 in the morning. Now you might say, well, that could have been just maybe they just put them there to count them later. Okay. I'm going to get into that, okay? That argument constitutionally crashes, burns, and dies. And I'm going to explain to you why. It doesn't matter. It does not matter whether those were real ballots or fraudulent ballots. And I'm going to explain to you why as we get into this. We're going to move forward, okay? So as we go into this story tonight, I want you to understand the premise and the context of how this happened. These poll watchers announced that they're going to stop counting, and they waited for the Republican observers to leave the stadium and then start literally pulling out suitcases of ballots and start counting them for hours, until Republicans caught wind of it somehow and returned like around, I think, 1 a.m. until they were all done. And this is all caught on video. And let me point this out. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Number one, this video was not an official election certified camera that was set in the stadium to hold these people accountable. This was held, I believe, in was it State Farm Arena? Some arena in Georgia, okay? This was held in an arena in Georgia that already had security cameras inside of the arena. So these poll workers this is illegal what they did. It doesn't matter whether the ballots were real or not. That it's completely irrelevant. It's illegal to count a single ballot in the state of Georgia without a Republican in that room to observe and hold them accountable. They waited till the Republicans left and started counting thousands of ballots, pulling from ballots that they pulled suitcases out of from under a table. That, my friend, is illegal. Every single one of those ballots are illegal, void, null, according to the Constitution, whether they're real or whether they're a fraudulent ballot. Why? Because there was no Republican in the room to hold them accountable to make sure that everything was being done right. And they said that they were going to stop counting. That is completely 100% a violation of state constitutional election laws. Boom. That's where the case is made. Mainstream media is not telling you this right now, but I will tell you because I'll be your arbiter of truth tonight. I'll be your shining knight in shining armor. But remember, these security cameras that caught this footage were not a part of the election. These were security cameras in the arena that were already there and that were on. These people didn't know. They weren't made aware that these cameras were up and running and recording and got caught. Okay, there's so much here that I want to get into because it's so hilarious, but let me play the video again for you guys real quick, and we'll watch this together as a family. So let's do this.
At about 8 o'clock in the morning, we're going to roll this back and show it to you. There you go. So now they're going to start pulling these ballots out from under this table. This table, the black one, was placed there by the lady with the blonde braids at about 8:22 a.m. in the morning. So she put that table there. So the same person who's staying behind now, the same person who cleared the place out under the pretense that we're going to stop counting, is the person who put the table there at 8:22 in the morning. Yeah, I saw 4 suitcases come out from underneath the table. Yeah, upper right hand, you see the gentleman in the red. So he just pulled one out.
Oh. There's no evidence.
So what are these ballots doing there, separate from all the other ballots? And why are they only counting them whenever the place is cleared out with no witnesses? Is the question. So These machines can process about 3,000 ballots an hour. You have multiple machines there, and they're there for 2 hours. So you do the math. How many ballots went through those machines in those 2 hours when there was no one there to supervise, to be present, consistent with your statutes and rules, to supervise the tabulation? We believe that could easily be, and probably is certainly, beyond the margin of victory in this race.
Thousands of votes. Thousands of votes. Thousands. Thousands of votes. Okay, now remember what I said. All those lemmings, all those little lemmings you see in there pulling out suitcases from under a table and counting ballots had no idea. They had no idea that there was multiple cameras in the room. No clue. Okay? Now, let me make the argument. Okay? Here I am. You might say, and your crazy leftist mother might be telling you right now, well, they did you listen to the hearing? In the hearing, they said they didn't even take the time to watch the full video to see where those ballots even came from. Maybe they were like different ballots that came in later and they wanted to count them later. Okay, I understand, but that doesn't matter. I'm sorry to break it to you. That means nothing. Why? Because there is a constitution in the United States of America that has delegated the legislators to set election laws and rules. And one of those rules are that a Republican and a Democrat have to be in the same room in proximity of the ballot to see it, to make sure that it is a real or fraudulent ballot. And if there is not a Republican or a Democrat in the room to make sure that process is being done with all accountability, it is a violation of the law. You ran a red light. Flag on the play. Hundreds of thousands of ballots, probably. Every single one of those ballots that was counted without a Republican in the room in Georgia should be, according to the law, rendered void and null. And that's not Donald Trump's fault. That's not Rudy Giuliani's fault. That is not Jenna Ellis's fault. That is no one's fault, no Republican's fault other than those morons in the room that broke the law. So if your vote, if those were real ballots, if your vote gets rendered void and null, it's their fault. Not Donald Trump's fault, not Republicans' fault. Nobody's fault but those idiots in the room, those mindless clowns that had no idea that there were multiple recording cameras in the arena. It doesn't matter whether the ballots were real or not. What did I tell you guys? It's a constitutional argument. Now you might say, all those people, all their votes, you're just going to discount democracy? I didn't know. No. You blame the morons in the room that broke the law. They're the ones that are discounting democracy and disenfranchising your sacred vote. If those were real ballots. Okay? So I'm telling you guys right now, it does not matter where those ballots came from, whether they were real. It doesn't matter. They broke the law by counting ballots without a Republican in the room. That's a 100% constitutional argument that will win. Period. Facts. So I want to give me a second. I want to read something to you guys real quick, just to give you the full breakdown of the story. Let's pull this up. So the Epoch Times broke this down. Georgia video footage allegedly shows poll workers staying behind, producing suitcases of ballots. I just showed you the video. President Donald Trump's legal team on December 3rd presented surveillance footage at a Georgia state legislature hearing that appears to show ballot counting workers telling poll observers late at night on election day to leave before continuing to count and pulling out what appears to be suitcases filled with ballots. A spokesperson for Fulton County in an email to the Epoch Times did not dispute the authenticity of the video. So for all you leftists out, dude, the comments on these videos are insane. These leftists are insane. There are literally leftists commenting that these are like CGI'd videos. It's unbelievable. Like, it's literally unbelievable. The county doesn't even dispute it because the county wasn't even aware that the arena had these cameras running. To date, we are aware of no credible reports of voter fraud or wrongdoing in Fulton County. Any credible report of such activity will be investigated and addressed as provided by Georgia law, the spokesperson said. Yeah, okay. Sure. I'll believe it when I see it. In the hearing of December 3rd, Jackie Pick, a lawyer who is volunteering with the campaign's legal case, said the team received video footage from State Farm Arena's vote tabulation center in Fulton County, Georgia. The team said that the GOP poll watchers weren't allowed to watch the counting process in the poll center. According to Pick, an unusual occurrence took place later in the evening at around 10 p.m. local time. A woman dressed as a blonde woman with braids, described as a blonde woman with braids, told workers to stop counting around 10 p.m., to stop counting, and notified everyone to go home. Here's the context of this video I just showed you. Describing the video footage, Pick said, everyone clears out, including the Republican observers and the press. But 4 people stayed behind and continued counting and tabulating well into the night. The 4 counted unobserved until about 1 a.m. I hate to break it to you, but that is 100% a violation of Georgia election law. Period. All of those votes that were counted, whether they're real or whether they're fake, doesn't matter. Those thousands of votes, gone. That's the case. That's a constitutional argument to be made. It does not matter where those ballots, it doesn't matter at this point because they broke the law by counting them unobserved. So what does that render them? Flag on the play. That's how this works. That's how these constitutional arguments function. Pick said that video footage shows Fulton County election workers waiting at their scanning areas until GOP poll watchers and reporters left the room before they started scanning ballots without any observation. Pick noted that this contravenes state and county law. Yes, it does. I just told you that. That's a fact. This literally breaks the law. This is illegal, what these people are doing. It doesn't, listen, the media is going to keep saying, oh, the hidden ballots, the hidden ballots, the hidden ballots. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where those ballots came from. The fact that they are counting thousands of ballots late into the night unobserved is a violation of the law. That's how this works. And you're probably hearing from like hundreds and thousands of leftists online saying like, no. It's like, dude, listen, my friend, to what these legal, like these people are building a case that is 100% constitutional. This is evidence that Democrats did not want out. Leftists did not want to come out, period. At 11 p.m., once everyone was gone, the workers are seen pulling ballots out from underneath a table. Doesn't matter. At the hearing, Pick asked rhetorically whether it's normal to store suitcases of ballots under a tablecloth. She said after reviewing footage that it's not a normal procedure. It's not exactly clear if what the workers were pulling from the suitcases were ballots. Also, yeah, but they're sitting there counting all kinds of things for 2 hours. Also unclear is whether election workers knew they were being recorded. The footage was taken by security cameras belonging to State Farm Arena. The lawyer further alleged that the same woman with the blonde hair and braids, presumably the manager, had placed the table there earlier. It's not clear where those ballots came from, and it's not clear when the purported suitcases of thousands of ballots were placed under the table. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Whether they're suitcases or a special carrier for ballots also isn't clear. Witnesses have sworn in affidavits that the counting continued until the early morning hours, Trump's team said. There are some pictures. Why are they counting them when the place is cleared out with no witnesses, Pick said. She argued that the number of ballots there is beyond the margin of victory. In the presidential race, 3 scanners, which can carry out several thousand ballot processes per hour, are believed to have been working for several hours until the early morning hours, she said, with no supervision, which is against the law. According to Michigan government copy PDF, you can take a look at this. Dominion functional requirements, certain Dominion devices can process up to 4,900 11-inch ballots per hour, while some can process 3,600 per hour, and others can produce between 360 to 455 ballots per hour. Dominion machines are used in Fulton County. This is huge. Let's back out. Now, a lot of people are going to... Let's go in this direction. Let's have some fun, okay? Let's look at some reactions to this footage. Let's put this up. Hold on real quick. Let's look at some reactions to this because I find this just absolutely hilarious. Let's get this up. Okay, so Team Trump, this is the verified account, Donald Trump on Twitter. Not Donald Trump himself, but Team Trump, right? Reposted the video, the same video that I showed you. Watch. Video footage from Georgia shows suitcases filled with ballots pulled from under a table after supervisors told poll workers to leave the room, and 4 people stayed behind to keep counting votes. Oh, and Twitter just, this claim about election fraud is disputed. Sure. Yeah, okay. Let's take a look at some of the comments, okay? Some of these leftists, now, all you've been hearing all week, if you're a Trump supporter or a conservative challenging the validity of this election, all you've been hearing is what? You're a conspiracy theorist, you're crazy, you're believing these crazy, bizarre theories about what happened in the election. So let's take a look at this. We now have video evidence of election laws being broken in Georgia, okay? Broken. There's video. Pull out of the matrix. Try and eject out of the simulation and just listen to what I'm telling you. There is now video evidence of election illegal activity that took place in Georgia. Period. All right? Now let's take a look at some leftists' reactions. Look at this. Here we go. Okay, look, here's one from Alston Kendall. Alston Kendall, look at this genius. Look what she says right here. And yet, like magic, the 2 recounts, one by hand, done in Georgia, showed zero evidence of any fraud, including whatever this doctored video is supposed to represent. Follow along, if you will. If this had really happened, it would have been discovered during one of the audits. Yeah, an audit where there's no forensic analysis or investigation, where you can't tell if you're counting fake ballots or not. Wake up! A recount means nothing. Because if you're just recounting fake ballots, what the hell does that mean? It means nothing. It's like the most basic logic these leftists cannot comprehend or at all. Let's see right here. Oh, look at this. Here we go. Here's another one. Look at this. When someone gets hurt or killed behind these lies, I hope the victims bankrupt the GOP. They are openly inviting violence against innocent people who are just doing their jobs. This is reckless and irresponsible. Someone is going to get hurt. Enough of the lies. Oh, please shut up with your virtue signaling when all kinds of leftists and Black Lives Matter activists and Antifa militants have been threatening the lives of all kinds of witnesses testifying under sworn affidavits. Shut up with your freaking virtue signaling. Sick of this crap. Look at this person right here. Look at just denying reality. There is no sound. As if that's supposed to Oh my God. There is no sound, and it's really hard to tell what is going on there. Sorry, this doesn't pass the smell test. Are you that stupid? You smell with your nose, and you're sitting here saying that there is no sound. These are leftists. There's no sound, but it doesn't pass the smell test. I'm sorry, guys. These people are just like ridiculous. Literally ridiculous. Here we go. Here's a great excuse from this light bulb of a human being. This is coming from OAN, not real news. They are narrating this. Why would these workers blatantly commit this so-called crime when they know it was live streamed? It wasn't live streamed. It wasn't live streamed. It's like, it wasn't live. These people had no clue that these cameras were rolling, dude. Oh my God. I feel so sorry for these people. Pray for them, literally. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. If there is so much fraud, why did the Attorney General of the United States formally state there is no fraud? It's over. There is no case. Just possibly manipulated video clips. There is no case. Just possibly manipulated video clips. The case has been dismissed in Georgia. There is no case, just lies. Oh my God, dude. Oh, this is too good. This is too good. Look at this is literally what denying reality looks like. I don't see fraud here. Oh my God, dude. Look at this. Look at this. These people have no idea what's going on here. Here we go. Look at this. Doctored videos, not hard to do. Doctored videos, not hard to do. This is so ridiculous, dude. I just cannot with these people, dude. This is crazy. This is crazy. Let me see if I can find one more. Let's see. Here we go. Look at. And this video just happens to show up a month after the election. Listen to all these conspiracies. And this video just happens to show up a month after the election. Your baseless claims become more ludicrous every day. You want to know why they're not getting evidence? Because Democrats and even Republicans in some of these states and counties are literally dragging their freaking knuckles on the ground, not doing anything to help these investigations move forward any quickly. It's literally like we the people and lawyers having to dig up legitimate evidence. That's why it's taking so long. Like, do you not understand how hard these things are to accomplish? Like criminal cases being built? Sometimes this stuff takes years to investigate, accumulate, put together, corroborate. Years. Oh, it took you a month to get this video? My God, dude, these people just idiots. Okay, let's pull out of this. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Let me continue with, I wanted to show you something as well, right? So understand, it doesn't matter where these ballots came from. It doesn't matter. It does not matter because they're violating law. They're counting ballots with no Republican in the room. That's the case. Remember what I told you. It's not so much voter fraud. It's illegal activity of election officials and poll workers. That's what you are seeing here. With possibly hundreds of thousands of ballots. And you have all these lefties on Twitter freaking denying reality, saying that these are doctored videos. That these are like videos that have been generated. What is this, like freaking CGI? What did Steven Spielberg? No, not Steven Spielberg. Like, come on, dude. Come on. Are you serious? And you're calling conservatives and Trump supporters conspiracy theorists when you literally have a video of election illegal activity staring you right in the face. My God. My God, please open these people's eyes, Lord Jesus. Because now this is just becoming pathetic. Now, I think there was a senator today. I forgot her name. Her name was Elena Parent. Freaking genius. Everyone's calling her a Karen on Twitter. She's totally triggered throughout the entire hearing. Going back and forth, just sounding like I don't know, like some kind of troll. This woman is just like triggered off of, like, have you been noticing this in all of these in all of these hearings? The Democrats are like super defensive. If there ain't nothing there, then why are you getting all defensive? If there ain't nothing there, and this was done all legitimately, then why can't we look under the hood? If there ain't nothing there, then why can't we see what's there? If there ain't nothing there to find, then why won't you let us look? Why? Because there's something there to find. If you are not guilty of anything, you're an open book. Open. Here I am. Search my everything. And leftists might say, oh, come on, please, really? Yes, we're talking about our presidential election. Notice how Democrats and leftists in all of these hearings, they just write it off like it's nothing. Yeah, there's some evidence. There's some voter fraud. Yeah, whatever. There's a little bit. It's not enough to overturn the. Notice how they don't care about votes. Notice how they just write it off. People have died for your right to vote. People have bled, sacrificed their lives, sacrificed their families. People have been killed, laid down their lives for your right to vote. So when you see a Democrat or a Republican in this hearing saying, oh, well, there's just not a lot of fraud. There's not a lot, but there's a little bit here, but it's not enough. We can't look into. They should look into it, because men and women, good men and women, have died for Republicans and Democrats alike to vote. If there's 1 or 100, that should offend you. Because one man died for at least one man or woman to vote. One woman died for at least one man or woman to vote. It's enough to make sure that there is at least no fraud whatsoever in this election, even if it's just 100 fraudulent votes. That should offend you. And if it doesn't, you're not an American, and you spit on the graves of every single American that died for your right to vote. It should matter to you. It offends me, as if these people are my own family. Imagine your father, your mother, someone that you love, laying down their life for someone else, and for someone else to just come along someday and take a gigantic crap on it. So does one vote count? Does one vote matter? Yes. Whether it's 1, 100, or 100,000 that are fraudulent, people have bled and died for those rights. This is what election integrity, this is the morality behind what election integrity is about, at least for me as a patriot. Because when I go in to vote, I understand that there are people that have bled for me to be able to go and do that. So for a Republican or a Democrat to sit there and say, oh, well, there's like 100 here, it's not enough, we're not going to look into it. Shame on you. You unpatriotic, un-American, lazy, passive individual. Imagine me running for Congress and the Senate. Imagine that. Anyways, maybe I will someday. Who knows? Maybe I will. Anyways, so I want to show you Miss Elena Parent, just totally obnoxious today. Her response to this video, though. Listen to what she says. I'm still making my point. There's still things to be said here. Now listen to her response to this video being played. Let's take a look.
At about 8 o'clock in the morning.
Thank you for being with us. We heard from the Secretary of State's office earlier, just a couple hours ago, that they've investigated this repeatedly, that they had a monitor on site the entire time. And frankly, this has been debunked for weeks by our Secretary of State's office.
I doubt he's seen the video.
Evidence, then I think the courts will probably be able to handle this once you present your evidence to them. As I'm aware, there have been about 40 lawsuits dismissed already. And according to the law of the state of Georgia, we do not have the power to submit alternate electors. The provision in the law is quite clear at 21-501F.
Is there a
Unless the
question?
laws are broken.
Senator, we'll ask questions. We'll have a time for statements at the conclusion. If we
Yeah,
want to do
my
that.
question is, the question is, since this has been debunked repeatedly, what evidence can you give to us
It's going to go. It's going.
that counters what our elections officials have presented us with only an hour ago?
You just saw it. Your officials need to watch the video.
What about the fact that they say that they had a monitor there the entire time?
I can't speak for them.
Well, thank you.
They did not have the video.
They said they had a monitor the whole time. Be quiet.
You're
Okay.
looking at the room.
There's no Secretary of State.
Then maybe we should invite them back in.
All right. Well, we may need to do that. Senator Tillery.
Maybe we should invite them back in. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, oh my God, you just made a point that just closed the entire case of all of this. Like, do you see the arrogance of these people? It's like, what's wrong with you? Holy crap. You don't understand how stupid she sounds? You understand what she just said? She's claiming that this has been debunked when this video was barely revealed this morning. This morning! This video was revealed this morning. And she's saying that it's been debunked. The video has been debunked. How is that possible? Was it debunked like in the middle of the hearing while it's being played? Are you serious? You expect me to believe that? Okay. You might say, okay, Drew, well, there were sworn affidavits that were claiming this all took place. So that's what was, oh, really? I thought you said sworn affidavits weren't to be taken seriously, Mr. Lefty. You see what I'm saying? It all adds up. It all adds up. It all adds up. Because if you are going to tell me that sworn affidavits were being taken seriously by these Democrats to take a look at it and debunk it, then I thought it wasn't real. I thought it didn't happen. Oh, but then video evidence comes out and it shows that it actually happened. And she's saying that the video has been debunked just minutes after it came out. Do you believe that? Stupid! Unbelievably. Like, you have to be an idiot to believe what these people try and say in real time. That was the first time this woman saw that video. This senator, incompetent senator. That was the first time she saw it. And she's sitting there trying to say, that video's been debunked already. You haven't even seen it. The hell? Oh, there was a monitor in the room. It's like, what? There was a monitor in the room. Oh, really? A monitor that's bought and paid for by the Democrat Party? There was a monitor in the room. What monitor? A Republican? Because if it wasn't, violation of the law. Period. So is she admitting? Is this senator admitting that there was a monitor in the room? Because Republicans don't recall having a monitor in the room, which would legally be making that vote counting acceptable. You guys, I really hope you can see this, dude. She's literally saying that there was a monitor in the room. And if it wasn't a Republican, they were violating the law, counting all those ballots in the wee hours of the night with no accountability. I'm just telling you how this works, bro. I'm telling you, this is how this is how they're approaching these cases. It's very like black and white, very ABC. It's very simple. I mean, the whole apparatus of gathering all of this and making sure it's all corroborated and real is I can't even imagine. I wouldn't even know where to start. But understanding how they're putting their cases and presenting their cases and what the end game is very easy to understand. This woman, man, is an embarrassment to the United States of America. She's a total buffoon, a skid mark on the American brand. This is who Democrats are. They just sit here and they deny reality and they act like this stuff isn't real or it's not happening. My friend, this is real. This is happening. Our votes matter. Everything about this matters. It's not necessarily about Democrats right now. And just hear me out here, okay? Obviously, we know who's kind of more on that side of committing these things. But this has everything to do, and the president understands this as well. If we allow this, I'm being dead honest with you right now. If we allow this to happen, America and its electoral system is dead and gone. Republicans need to understand this. You legislators, you need to understand this isn't a situation where you say, okay, we effed up, we messed up, let's get it right for next time. That's not how this works. There's not going to be a next time. This is how it's going to be from now on. You'll be intimidated if you question anything. You'll be threatened if you question anything. These people will continue with this formula. Because if you ever try and look into it ever again, Mr. or Miss Republican, if you ever try and look into this ever again, you'd better believe. With Democrats in power, in executive power, you'd better believe. It is going to be 100,000 times harder for you to fix this with Democrats in full power in the future. Right now, you have Donald Trump. You have an American president that understands how bad this really is. Right now, as a Republican legislator, you need to do what is right. It's very simple. It's not that hard. God shows us right. God shows us wrong. As a legislator, it's that simple. Do what is right now while you can. Because later down the line, with Democrats in power, I guarantee you, it'll be 100,000 times harder. Imagine trying to get these investigations. Imagine all of this stuff Rudy Giuliani has done right now. And Jenna Ellis, Sidney Powell. Imagine all of this stuff. All these witnesses, all of these hearings that they organized. Imagine if a Democrat was in an executive, legislative, and judicial power. Imagine. Do you think this would be happening? Absolutely not. It would be just like Hillary Clinton being interviewed, being investigated by the FBI, and their conclusion being, yeah, there's something to see there, but we're not going to do anything. Yeah, they broke the law, but we're not going to do anything. The time to drop the hammer of the law is now. Not tomorrow, not in 2022, not in 2024. The time is now. Because if you are a Republican, even a Democrat legislator, and this has been put in your hands, God holds you accountable to doing what's right now in this hour of America. Right now, in this chapter of American history, you will be held accountable. Stop thinking about 2024. Stop thinking about fixing things in 2022. It is now or never. This is where we are. This is the real deal. America is in a place where her freedom, her liberty. I'll break it down to you this way. We have been so demoralized, okay? You take a look at your music, you take a look at the movie industry, you look at Hollywood, you look at radio, you look at our pop culture and every aspect of it. Where is it at right now? Totally debased. No morals, no values, just total lawlessness. Anything goes in Hollywood right now. Anything. Anything goes. And we've been normalized to it. So now that demoralization, and this is biblical, by the way, that demoralization in the culture has jumped into our system of law and order and government to a point where Black Lives Matter is calling to defund the police, to where now Trump supporters are physically assaulted in broad daylight by Black Lives Matter, broad daylight, and Antifa. No one bats an eye. Police don't do anything. They just chase Antifa away and that's it. Nothing, just a slap on the wrist, that's it. Now it's gotten to the point, America, listen to me very carefully, especially if you're a Christian. Now this demoralization has jumped from pop culture to government all the way to our election integrity. This is where it's at now. This is where America dies. This is where America dies. This is where Venezuela's at. This is where North Korea's at. Every dictatorship, socialist country, communist country, fascist country. Now, government's been corrupt for a while, but now it's invaded and it's infected. It's contaminated our electoral process. And who does the electoral process belong to? Does it belong to Donald Trump? Nope. Does it belong to the GOP? Nope. Does it belong to the Democrat Party? No. Does it belong to the deep state on both sides? Yes or no? Right now, I think we have to choose. Does it? Are we going to give it to him? That's the point I'm trying to make. Of course, the electoral process belongs to who? We, the people. But that's being violated. That's being challenged by deep state operatives, I believe. Origins in China, aspects of Russia. There are communist countries that want to see America successfully subverted from the inside. And now it's gone to our culture. Cultural Marxism has invaded, plagued our culture, our pop culture, music, radio, television, everything, and it jumped to government. And here we are. So Americans have to choose, what kind of country do you want to live in? Do you want to live in a country where you cannot trust your electoral process? You want to live in a third world country? That's where Democrats want to take us. Don't you find it interesting? Let me make this point real quick. Don't you find it interesting how Democrats, they just want to pour in illegal immigrants like by the millions from these countries that are suffering from like socialism, communism, and dictators? Listen to this point I'm making right now. This is a red pill moment, okay? I'm being serious. Don't you find it interesting that the left wants to import millions of immigrants from these countries that suffer from communism, socialism, and dictators? Don't you find it interesting that they want these people to come here so that they can control them the very same way? Right now, the American dream is an illusion. It's not what it once was. To come to America was the grandest thing, to be free, to build an empire, for future generations, forever, to be successful and live free and be who you are and worship whoever you want. Just as long as it doesn't get people killed. The American dream itself, that's what the American dream is, the pursuit of happiness, life, liberty. You guys understand these things. But that's an illusion now. Democrats want immigrants to think that that's what it is. But when they come, they're expected to vote for and be controlled by a party that doesn't have their best interest in mind other than giving them whatever they want to keep their votes, or telling them what they want to hear to keep their votes and win elections. I find it interesting. Very interesting. All right, guys, we're going to get to some super chats right now. If you guys would like to leave a super chat to support this channel, you guys can do so right now. I like to do super chats at the end of every single show. This is how you can support the show. If you don't want to use super chat, some people hate YouTube. You guys can use Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, and Patreon as well. So I see we have some questions. I'm going to get to a question that I missed last night, actually. So let me open this up. I appreciate the support, all the support that comes through these things. I truly do appreciate it, because being demonetized really does suck. So anything that comes in, I am forever grateful, and I could feel your love. I see your love, and I'm extremely grateful for you guys. So we had some super chats last night, and I'm going to get to them now. One was from Dak Janiels. Yeah, Dak Janiels. Thank you for the super chat from last night. She said, "Hi, Drew. Really love your content. What do you think this country would look like in a Biden administration?" I think you can point to aspects. I think China. I think we will look like China. China has mastered the art of keeping their capitalistic function, but the capitalistic function, private businesses, is all dictated by the state. It's like this really weird, twisted version of capitalism that's run by a communist regime. They kept that economic style in China, but they also kept their government rule of communism in China. So it's kind of like this mixture of both, where if you want to be like a successful business owner in China, you have to be in the pocket of the state. The deep state in China is like wide open. Like they know what it is. It's the state. It's wide out in the open. If you want to be successful in China, you have to be in compliance with the state. They control you. They follow you. They understand you. You cannot survive or be successful without compliance. You basically have to sell all of your rights over to the state if you want to be successful in China. And I think that's where we would go in America. I think that's where we would go under Biden. Could be worse. I could be wrong. But we would be like this like neo-Chinese communist capitalist country. They have this very weird merge of capitalism that's controlled by the state. It's very hard to explain because a lot of people don't understand it. They don't see it. You see a lot of photos of all kinds of economic growth in China, but it's all controlled by the state. The people have no rights. They control it all. So yeah, that's what I think. All right, Michael Lopez, thank you for the super chat from last night. God bless and keep the faith. Yes, God bless you as well, and continue to keep the faith and fight the good fight, my friend Michael Lopez. All righty, Chill HD, thank you for the super chat. I was a Dem throughout high school. Graduated 2019. Congratulations on both of those things. Now I'm 20. Voted for Trump because I woke up. Thank you, Drew. We will win. Do not give up. Absolutely, Chill HD. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of people have this fabricated, very fabricated and very, what's the word? elementary view of politics and the world and how deep things really go. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of what politics is, especially in the media, is optics. People say things, they do things because it appears a certain way, and that's all they want the people to see. While behind the scenes, there's something completely different going on, my friend, completely different going on. I know this because I've seen it and I've experienced it, and it's very scary. There's a lot of psychopaths, literally, even in the conservative movement, influencers, psychopaths, literally. So I'm thankful for this comment, Chill HD. I'm thankful because I could see the maturity in your life. 20 years old, you're waking up to the reality of things that are true, because truth is always going to wake you up. Truth, someone that can accept truth is a very mature person, because it requires humility. It requires humility to accept truth, because you're not always right, and truth always is. Truth is never wrong. Truth, the definition of truth is the fact of the matter at hand. The fact of the matter at hand. So you're not always going to be right about everything. So it requires a great deal of humility in order to accept that you were wrong. And a lot of lefties don't want to do that, man. They just don't. They don't. So I'm proud of you, Chill HD. I'm proud of your growth, man. Slow to Anger. Thank you for the graphic, or the stamp, or whatever they're called. The super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker, super chat. Thank you, Slow to Anger. Is that out of the Bible? Slow to speak, slow to anger, quick to listen. I like that. I need more of that, especially being a talk show host. Thank you for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. It reminds me of something in the Bible that I need to be reminded of every day. USAF Gunner, my brother, thank you for the super chat. Sergeant Patrick Griffin killed in action May 13th, 2003, Iraq. Miss you, brother. That hits me. I don't read that as a sentence. I read that as a reality. So I'm going to read that one more time. Sergeant Patrick Griffin killed in action May 13th, 2003, Iraq. Miss you, brother. Yes. Thank you, Sergeant Patrick Griffin, for laying down your life for our civil rights here in America and our existence to be free here in America. And thank you to his family as well. That's what I'm talking about. These are the people, man, that have laid down their lives. And when you see Democrats and Republicans up there saying, well, it's just a few votes and whatever. No, it's not whatever. Because Sergeant Patrick Griffin laid down his life for those 1 or 100 votes that were fraudulent. Blows my mind that people aren't offended by stuff like that. XXYYY. Tucker seems to have sold out. Does this mean Daily Caller, Real News Gang will follow? With regards to fraud evidence, Tucker's company, I don't know. I mean, I've been on Tucker a few times, and I don't know the inner workings of what's happening with Fox. I wish Tucker would hit on the election and everything that's taking place right now. I don't know if it's because he makes a massive, gigantic salary and he's being told, hey, if you want to continue with this, cover this. I don't know. I really don't know. I can't speak for the man. I think we'd have to hear from himself, but I really would. I mean, I look up to guys like Tucker, right? Like, I want to be like Tucker, man. Like, and when you see things like that, I mean, I support Tucker Carlson. I support his show. I wish that he would cover the election a little bit more, because he has such a massive platform, and maybe we'll find out in a book later. Maybe, I don't know. Are there legalities? Are there things he can't say? Or I don't know. I literally don't know. I'm not going to say something that I don't know. If anything, just pray for Tucker Carlson. He's got a huge, massive base, and we pray that he continues to fight the good fight and do what's right as well. That's what we can pray. Michael Lopez, I like what you do. Keep up the good work. Keep the faith. John 14:6. Yes, John 14:6. That is a ringer and a winner. John 14:6. All right, guys, let me Let me refresh this real quick. If you have any more super chats, I'm taking super chats right now. If you guys would like to interact, say something, ask a question, I will answer it live on the air right now. This isn't pre-recorded. It's not pre-recorded. I don't like pre-recorded. I like going live. I think it's cool. Amzy0, thank you for the super chat. Amzy0, what do you predict will happen after this State Farm Arena video becomes viral? Seems like they're still trying to suppress it. I think they'll continue to try and suppress it, and I think millions of people are going to see it. And they're going to try and come up with some ridiculous, absurd explanation. They're going to have to lie, is what they're going to do. They're going to have to lie. What that lie will be, I don't know. What will their little explanation be? I have no clue. The official explanation will probably come out tomorrow. There's already stuff out there right now. She's saying that the Secretary of State was in the room, or there's a monitor in the room, that there was an eyewitness in the room. None of that matters. What matters is what happened that night. The fact that they said they're going to stop counting and then started counting ballots after a Republican observer left the room, that is the violation of the law. So we'll see. I think they're going to have to lie, which they've already sold their souls. I mean, we're talking about a political party that shows zero remorse for killing babies. Zero. How far do you think they'll go? Their lawlessness is endless, my friend. Endless. Endless. Literally endless. People who show zero remorse for killing innocent babies, endless. Mr. Retsim, thank you for the super chat. God wins in the end. Viva Cristo Rey. Yes, Jesus Christ. Read it and weep. Revelation chapter 19. Jesus comes back, slaughters the army of the Antichrist, this entire spirit that you're seeing. We come back with him. He rules for 1,000 years. Satan's thrown into, I guess you could say, like a jail or a holding center, him and the false prophet for like Satan's thrown in for 1,000 years. He's let out one more time at the end of the 1,000 years. Jesus reigns. One last rebellion, and then once and for all, the devil will be defeated. Jesus will usher in the new heaven and the new earth, perfection, once and for all. That's Bible prophecy. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that as a Christian, because I know how this ends. I know I win in the end. Okay, guys, let's continue here. If we have any more super chats, if you would like to leave a super chat below and ask a question, I'll wait a couple more minutes, because last night I checked out a little too soon, so I'm not going to do that tonight. So if there is a super chat that you would like to ask, please do it now. I want to give you guys the time to ask your questions and interact with the channel. You can do so right now. But honestly, I do have hope. I think something is, it's okay. Well, I don't know if I want to say that. I'll just say I really do see God doing something completely different and something new, because typically this would all just be swept under the rug like that. And I think Americans are sick of that, and they're not going to go down that way. And I think right now what's happening with a lot of Americans is God is mobilizing a lot of truthers in order to shine a light on some major darkness. And whatever that result will be, I think will be God's will. So I look forward to that. All right, guys, we have some more super chats rolling in. JVSH Town. JVSH Town. Thank you for the support, my friend. Thank you for supporting this channel. Michigan hearings showed how Democrats will treat anyone that disagrees with them. Rep. Johnson treated that beautiful lady from India horribly. Yes. I covered that last night. It was ridiculous. They treated her like some kind of like, they literally are what they claim Donald Trump of being. like they hate immigrants. They treat them like third world citizens. They treat them like they don't matter, like they have no opinion, like they're not real Americans. They just write them off and backhand them like whatever they say has no validity to it, because that's how Democrats treat minorities. That's how they treat. Listen, you have to understand, the greatest deception is appearing to be something. I would say this. Let me take that back. The greatest deception is behaving in absolute evil, but saying that you're not, and people believing you. That's an intense deception. That's someone like just like straight up abusing you, punching you in the face, saying, I love you, punching you in the face, punching you in the face, punching you in the face. And they sit there and tell you, I love you, and I'm punching you in the face. And you sit there and say, yeah, you love me. That is where the Democrat Party has millions of minorities right now. It's insane, the deception, the lawlessness that America has entered into. It's just out in the open. It's out in the open. And what concerns me is how people cannot see it. And not only that, that's not what concerns me the most. What concerns me the most as a Christian right now is the lawlessness, how people can't see it. But what concerns me the most is how people can see it, but they deny it's there. That's like on a whole nother level of deception. I don't even know what to call that. That's on a whole nother level. That's just straight delusion. Great delusion. It's insane. Alrighty, guys, if you guys have any other super chats, if you'd like to leave one right now, make sure to drop a super chat to support the channel, support me. Before I head out, I'll wait a couple more minutes for you guys because I don't like to leave too early. I messed up last night. So if you guys have any more questions, any more super chats that you guys would like to drop before I head out, please do so before I head out. And while I'm waiting, I got to say this. I have a huge announcement to make. And I can't make it tonight, but it has to do with a new show that I'm hosting. And I will probably announce it Monday morning. So if you want to know, it's a big announcement, guys. Like this show is gonna blow up. It's gonna explode. It's gonna explode, like literally overnight. I won't give you the details till Monday morning. And you'll see them on Instagram and you'll see them on Twitter and maybe Parler. So make sure to follow me there right now if you're not. Instagram, Lives Matter Official. Parler, Lives Matter Official. Twitter, Lives Matter Show. Make sure to follow me, you guys. Make sure to subscribe to this channel. I cannot wait to share with you the new show that's coming, where it's going to be. It's going to be huge. You guys are going to have a whole new audience. I'm telling you, this thing is going to explode. So I'm grateful for that. We have one more super chat. Lucy Murphy, thank you for the super chat. This will all be recorded, even if not shown now. People will see. Using fear as opportunity is awful. It's like nationwide Stockholm. Yeah, there it is. Stockholm syndrome. That's what I'm trying to explain. That is where millions of Americans are, and it's scary. It's dangerous. Very dangerous. A lot of minorities, a lot of lefties, a lot of left-leaning black people, a lot of left-leaning, brown people, Hispanics, even white people. A lot of delusion going on in America right now, and it's very dangerous. We need to pray for America. We need to pray for people to wake up. We need to pray that God continues to mobilize, energize, and empower, by God's grace, Trump's legal team to do what needs to be done. Because this, like I said, this is going to take a miracle. And Trump's still in this thing. So, yeah, guys, if you guys would like to hear the big news of the next show, you guys could follow me. Follow me on Instagram, on Parler. Follow me on all my social medias. You'll see the big announcement. It's coming. It's coming. I'll give you a hint before I head out. Big show coming. I'll be hosting it. This podcast is about to explode, and I'm extremely excited. Extremely excited. So if you guys would like to watch it, you got to follow me on all my social medias. So I'll give you one little hint. TatumReport.com. That's the hint I'm going to give you guys tonight. All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. And I will see you guys on Monday on a new show. So love you guys. And until next time, America, stay free.